If you're considering moving to Kissimmee or St. Cloud, Florida, but not quite sure where to land, this video is going to answer that question for you. We're going to be looking at the similarities and differences between the two areas. By the end, it'll be crystal clear which is the right option for you. Often Kissimmee and St. Cloud get conflated for effectively the same area, and I understand this, especially when you're not from here, but what I want to do today is unpack how these areas are similar, and to be fair, there are quite a few similarities between Kissimmee and St. Cloud. There are some really key differences that when it comes to making a decision of where to actually live, make a huge difference. So let's unpack some of those things. After the 2020 census, the Kissimmee-St. Cloud urban area was ranked as the 100th largest in the nation, which is pretty impressive for an area that was for many, many decades known for large cow pastures and orange groves. Now, Kissimmee and St. Cloud share a lot of similarities. For example, they are both in Osceola County, both part of the same school district. And you're gonna see a lot of these schools interspersed as the top ranked schools in Osceola County. You'll see Kissimmee and St. Cloud pretty evenly represented there. Now, there are a couple of differences here. Kissimmee has been a larger area for a longer amount of time. So there are more schools, more options, more private schools, more charter schools, a lot of different opportunities here that may or may not be as prevalent in St. Cloud. Some of the crowding in St. Cloud schools is more significant as well. Now, Kissimmee and St. Cloud are adjacent to each other just south of Orlando. So in terms of proximity and access to greater Central Florida and each coast, it's pretty similar between the two. Now, the key difference is St. Cloud is on the east side of town, so you're gonna have easier access to areas like Lake Nona, quicker access to Melbourne, to the beaches on the east coast of Florida, and Kissimmee, you're gonna have quicker access to theme parks, areas like Davenport and Lakeland. Now, in terms of size, the landmass is pretty similar. Kissimmee is 22 square miles and St. Cloud is about 25 square miles, so not that far off. But what is far off is the population density. The population density in Kissimmee is almost 60% higher than that of St. Cloud, and population density is basically the amount of people per square mile. So the density in Kissimmee is significantly higher, which really impacts everything. Infrastructure, traffic, all the things. So Kissimmee is going to feel significantly tighter than a lot of spaces in St. Cloud. Now, Kissimmee and St. Cloud both do have historic downtown areas. Right now, we're in downtown Kissimmee. We've been to downtown St. Cloud several times, so you know what that looks like. This downtown Kissimmee is quite a bit more robust than downtown St. Cloud is. My hope for St. Cloud is that we can get a little bit more developed like this, but you have this downtown area with plenty of shops, quite a number of restaurants, bars, fun places to go and spend time. We're also right beside the lakefront park in Kissimmee, which is where we were at the beginning of the video. So downtown Kissimmee is a bit more robust and built out than downtown St. Cloud is, at least at this point. Now, let's talk about some of the key characteristics of Kissimmee. We've already talked about how the population and the density specifically is significantly higher in Kissimmee. That makes a big difference in terms of the traffic and just the overall feel when you're in the area. It does feel busier than St. Cloud. So if that is the vibe that you like or what you're used to or that doesn't bother you at all, then rock on. Kissimmee may be a really good option. Now, even though you're gonna have quite a bit more traffic locally pretty much throughout the day in Kissimmee than you will in St. Cloud, there is quite a bit more access to major highways, tollways, and easier access than you would find in St. Cloud, where really there is only 1 or 2 points of access within St. Cloud. Kissimmee, you have access to major roadways throughout. Not only that, but you do have also access to Sunrail, which will give you easier access throughout Central Florida, which we do not have a Sunrail station in St. Cloud. Now, in terms of proximity to the parks, Kissimmee is really where it's at. Depending on where exactly you're at in Kissimmee, you're probably about 15 to 20 minutes away from all of the Disney World parks. Now, because of that, a lot of my investor clients love to purchase investment properties here, especially properties that are approved for Airbnb or short-term rentals, because this is where people love to vacation. When you're looking at St. Cloud, there's certainly investment opportunities, but the short-term market is really focused more on this side of town with proximity to the parks. Now, because of that park proximity, you're also gonna have a lot more tourist activity. Now, that being said, with the bad also comes the good. There's a lot more entertainment, there's attraction, there are more dining options, nightlife, more entertainment options here in Kissimmee locally. Now, one of the most exciting new communities coming to the Kissimmee area is Neo City. This is a really exciting development. This is a master plan community that is going to take multiple decades to fully build out. It's a $1 billion development full of residential, tech, commercial, and a lot of different entertainment options as well. So this is a really promising area, and we're going to be covering this in an upcoming video, so make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss out on that one. Now, not to be outdone, Saint Cloud has its own brand new crown jewel of a master plan community coming as well, and that's Sunbridge. And we've talked about that in this video. That is another multi-decade huge development project. If you're familiar with the Lake Nona area of Orlando, Sunbridge is being developed by the same company that developed that area. It's called Tavistock. Sunbridge is going to be absolutely massive. It spans not only areas of Saint Cloud in the northeast corner, but also goes into Orange County and Orlando. That is going to be a huge development. Less focus on the technology, more focus on residential, some commercial, entertainment, and bringing nature into the community as well. Let's talk a bit more about Saint Cloud. Right now, we're in downtown Saint Cloud, so you'll see some of the difference that I was talking about between downtown Saint Cloud and downtown Kissimmee. Saint Cloud is a much quieter environment. It is much less dense, as we talked about. Now, we do have some traffic issues here in Saint Cloud, but that is primarily contained to rush hour times. And remember how I told you we have limited access to major roadways and highways? That is one of the biggest traffic issues, and that primarily, again, is during rush hours, and that is at the Turnpike entrance on Kissimmee Park Road. But by and large, the daytime traffic in Saint Cloud is going to be exponentially easier to handle than it is in Kissimmee. Now, Saint Cloud is still very much a small town at heart. Now, even though there's not as robust of an offering of dining and entertainment options here in Saint Cloud, now, as a realtor, I spend time throughout the entire greater Orlando area with great frequency, and I've really come to appreciate and really like the quieter and slower pace here in Saint Cloud. Now, in terms of real estate, pricing and home values are relatively the same, although in my opinion, I think Saint Cloud has more promise in terms of the amount of developments and the type of developments that are coming into the area for future growth. So like I tell my home buyers all the time, it really comes down to what matters the most to you. Do you want proximity to the parks and you're willing to deal with some of the crowds and the traffic and things like that? Or do you want more of a quiet, laid-back lifestyle? Really, there's not a right or wrong decision. It all comes down to what matters to you, what's important to you, and what you're looking for most in your next home. My name is Chad. Thank you so much for watching. If you are interested in seeing more videos like this, be sure to subscribe. And if you have any friends that are looking to move to the Central Florida area, be sure to share this video with them as well.